Okay, let's dive in. We're talking about something in tech today that's, well, it's more about feel than following a strict plan.
Right, like improvising instead of reading sheet music.
Exactly. It's this idea people call vibe coding. It sounds a bit out there, maybe.
It does. But it's a real thing, even if it's informal.
So our mission today, figure out what this vibe coding actually is, where you might use it, and, why it matters for you listening, even if coding isn't your day job.
Definitely. So vibe coding, at its heart, is basically a more relaxed way to write code. It's intuitive, sometimes even, emotionally driven.
Emotionally driven coding. How does that work? That sounds unusual.
Well, think of it as trusting your gut feeling about what might work. You're not bogged down by rigid architecture rules right at the start.
Okay.
It's about being creative, experimenting, trying things out quickly without overthinking, say, best practices right away.
So you're coding by feel more than by a strict spec sheet.
Pretty much. It's often linked to getting into that flow state, where you're just completely absorbed in the task.
Does that mean the code itself might be, well, a bit messy at first? Like maybe you hard code some values or skip writing comments?
Exactly. That's a key part of it. The initial goal isn't perfect, clean code. It's about getting something working or expressing an idea quickly.
Right.
The code might look rough, maybe lack structure, but it gets the concept across. Like someone building a quick UI demo.
Ah, I see. So they're not worrying about making everything perfectly modular.
Not initially, no. They're just slapping components together, tweaking things until it feels right, until it shows the idea effectively. That quick assembly based on intuition, that's vibe coding in action.
Okay, that makes sense for getting a first draft out. So where does this actually work best? Because it sounds like it wouldn't be great for, say, building banking software.
Absolutely not. Context is everything. It really shines in specific situations. Think hackathons.
Speed is king there.
Exactly. Speed and just getting a core concept working fast. It's also fantastic for prototyping or just sketching out ideas in code.
So brainstorming, but you're actually building something rough.
Precisely. You explore concepts really quickly that way. And it's great when you're learning, trying out a new language or tool, just seeing what happens.
Makes sense, less pressure.
Right, or for passion projects. When you're building something for yourself, and it's more about the creative flow and expressing yourself than following strict industry standards.
So the big benefits are speed, that freedom to explore, and just getting ideas visible fast.
Yeah, you nailed it. Getting unstuck, getting momentum.
Yeah.
But, like you hinted, it definitely has its limits. It's not a silver bullet.
Right, so when should you absolutely not use this vibe coding approach? Where does it cause problems?
The big one is production systems. Anything that needs to be stable, reliable, and run long-term.
So not for the core systems that businesses rely on.
Definitely not. Especially on large teams. Imagine trying to understand or maintain code someone else just vibed out with no comments or a clear structure.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
It can be, anywhere. Maintainability, testing, performance, the serious stuff is critical. You need a more planned, structured approach. Vibe coding is a tool for the early, messy stages, maybe, not for the final product in those cases.
Okay, so stepping back a bit, why should someone listening, maybe someone not even in tech, care about this idea of vibe coding?
Because this whole tension, this balance between intuition and structure, it exists everywhere, almost any kind of creative work or even just problem solving.
Ah, okay. So it's a broader concept.
I think so. Understanding vibe coding helps you see that sometimes just diving in, experimenting quickly, trusting your gut, it can be really powerful. It can unlock ideas or just get you started.
But you also need to know when to switch gears.
Exactly. It also highlights that the messy exploration part usually isn't the end goal. For things that need to last or be shared, you need to bring in that structure, that planning. It's about knowing when to lean into intuition and when to, follow the blueprint.
Right, applying it to your own work, whatever that might be.
Yeah, it gives you a way to think about that balance. So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about in your own projects or work. How do you navigate that? When do you let yourself just explore and follow a feeling? And when do you know it's time to step back, plan carefully, and build with more structure? Where's that switch point for you?
That's a great question to ponder. Finding that balance. Okay, that wraps up this deep dive. Join us next time.